Unveiling the truth, troubles hidden within calculation and self-curse. Hello dear listeners, welcome to today's sharing of the sublime Dharma. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, the longer we practice Buddhism, the more calculating we become? We calculate where the field of merit is greatest, whether others respect us enough, and we even silently curse our own perceived incompetence. We think we are practicing for liberation, but we are actually forging heavier chains for ourselves. Today, following the Master's teachings, we will expose the self-harming truths hidden under the guise of practice. Part 1. Mixing with the mundane. Are you saving others or falling into the pit? Today we discuss a common mistake, mixing with the mundane. Many feel that practicing means blending in with worldly people, for example, engaging in idle chatter with neighbors, thinking it's a way to connect them to the Dharma. However, the Master warns that if you lack sufficient meditative concentration samadhi, this small talk is a major taboo. Worldly speech is often filled with divisive speech, harsh words, idle gossip, and lies. By mingling without mindfulness, your frequency is lowered, and faults arise. Confucius said, "Only women and petty people are difficult to handle here." Petty people refers to those with narrow, lowly aspirations. If you get too close, they become arrogant and lose respect. If you stay distant, they harbor resentment. The Master laments, if you can't even pull yourself up, how can you expect to pull others, unless you can transform every word into Dharma? You should distance yourself from idle talk. Otherwise, you are simply accompanying others in creating negative karma. Part 2. Calculation is affliction. Have you derailed? In the Ratnakuta Sutra, the Buddha mentions several common errors, specifically choosing great fields of merit for offerings just to seek bigger rewards, or being kind to someone only to manipulate them into doing favors. The Master calls this scheming for personal gain. This is the true meaning of derailing, straying from the track. When you act not for the sake of goodness, but for a return, you are doing business, not practicing. You have veered off the track of cultivation. Furthermore, the Master defines calculation as the concrete manifestation of affliction clashes. Around greed, we calculate how to get more money. Around anger, we calculate how to take revenge or strike others down. Around arrogance, we calculate why others haven't looked up to us. Around doubt, we calculate through wild, paranoid thoughts. As long as you are calculating, you have not transcended affliction. Without transcending affliction, the title of renunciant one who has left home is a hollow one. How can you be called a practitioner when your mind is busy with deluded calculations? Part 3. The essence of listening, meaning over melody. Many people listen to the Dharma as if they are listening to a song. They focus on whether the Master has a pleasant voice, a good tone, or a handsome appearance. The Master points out, the Dharma is the person. The person is the Dharma. If you lack a heart of reverence for the teacher, you cannot truly receive the Dharma. The priority is the meaning GT. If you only care about the sound, you are respecting the melody, not the truth. Some even listen just to find faults. He said that wrong, or his nose is crooked. The Master reminds us, when you perceive the Dharma as crooked, it will function in a crooked way within your heart. Part 4. Stop cursing yourself with language. Have you noticed how often we curse ourselves? I don't feel well. I can't do it. I have no strength. This is a massive headache. ... The Master says solemnly, this is self-cursing. A practitioner understands cause and effect. Whatever you curse yourself with, you will become. Someone might lie about a stomachache to avoid work. Eventually, they may suffer from a chronic stomach condition. When facing something you cannot do, don't say I can't. That plants the seed of never being able to. Instead say, I haven't learned it yet, but I will surely master it. Once I do, I will definitely help you. This plants the seed of mastery and the future affinity for helping others. Part 5. Attachment and departure. The boat is here, but you won't get off. Practice involves leaving all conditioned behaviors. But if you cling to eating, drinking, and playing, how can you leave those erroneous behaviors behind? The Master uses a metaphor. You take a boat to cross a river, but when you reach the shore, you refuse to get off, even if the boat is the Buddha Dharma. If you are obsessed with the boat, you will never reach the other side. Practice requires being able to pick up and let go. In the third Bhumi stage of awakening, one must leave all attachments to enter Samadhi. From the fourth Bhumi onwards, one establishes everything to save sentient beings. At that stage, you pick up a cup of water, drink, and put it down without leaving a trace in the mind. Unlike us, who suffer when we pick it up, and suffer when we put it down, because our hearts are filled with attachment. Part V. Why patience fails, the power of self-nature. This is the most brilliant point, the achievement of patience and power. Many complain, Master, I know my self-nature is inherently complete, but I have no money, no status, and no power. I can't use that internal power. The Master cuts straight to the truth. It's not that you don't have it, it's that you refuse to let go. You are holding a pile of afflictions in both hands: greed, anger, arrogance, and doubt. The merits of your self-nature are right there beside you. All you need to do is drop the afflictions and pick up the merits. But you would rather clutch your suffering than let go. Why is your patience Kshanti not successful? Because you haven't truly recognized the nature of your afflictions. The Master uses a pungent analogy. You find others' excrement disgusting and wouldn't dream of eating it. But do you realize that the killing, stealing, lust, and lying triggered by your internal afflictions are 10,000 times more foul and serious? Excrement is merely smelly, but the karma of affliction leads to infinite pain. You are sensitive to smells, but not to the Dharma. If you truly recognize the Dharma, you would never dare to harm yourself again. Conclusion. Savoring the Sutra series. Why is it that hearing the Master explain the sutras is so flavorful, while reading them ourselves feels like reading a dictionary? The Master says it is because we read too fast. We recognize the words and move on without tasting them. If you have an accurate understanding of the Dharma, every line of the sutra will manifest as a dynamic scene, like watching a TV series. You will savor it and realize the Buddha is indeed one who speaks the truth, one who speaks the facts. The Sutra of the Great Assembly of the Excellent Aspirations of the Initiating Bodhisattvas has been analyzing one thing: how we use our afflictions to self-harm. We love the afflictions that cause us pain, yet we feel nothing for the Dharma that brings infinite merit. May we all start today by stopping the curses and calculations, dropping the foul pile of afflictions, and savoring the joy of the Dharma that is inherently ours. Thank you for listening to this episode of Sublime Dharma Sharing by Buddha Walk Australia. We'll see you next time.